Now, are you gonna be able to take what we just said before and?
Yeah, piece it all together and whatnot. Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
Chael Sonnen, welcome back to Menace and the Man.
Is he in?
Yeah, it says
What up, dudes?
connecting audio.
What's up, man?
You look like you're in the lab right now, Chael.
Yeah, I went upstairs. I got the kids downstairs behaving like maniacs.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love it.
The way it goes, right?
Yeah, well, you got it, like, in my head, like, I like when, I have, like, my lady over, whatever, like, or my dad's like, your kids are being wild. But, like, listen, they need a window to be wild. But if you have them act like saints all the time, it's not real.
What kind of life is that? I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, Chael said one of the best lines last time he was on. He's like, I got two little terrorists at home. And all they do all they do is break shit.
Every day. Every day they break something. Every single day. I gotta come home and fix something.
But you have a girl, right?
Yeah. We haven't started. Have we started? Am I being out of character?
No. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we're live right now, so you can go do whatever you want.
Oh. By the way, Dennis, I must tell you, that's a fantastic haircut you got. I hope you tipped that guy. You're looking great, buddy.
My lady did it.
Did she?
Yeah, I pay her with kisses.
What do you mean, by the way? What do you mean, do I got a girl? I'm a very handsome man. Of course I have a girl, okay? All right. Always.
That's a quarantine cut right there.
No, I'm talking about a daughter. You silly goose.
Oh, my God. I'm embarrassed. I have a daughter and a son, yes.
Yeah.
And
You were talking about your kids breaking things.
Yeah, she breaks stuff, but it's really weird stuff. That's like she'll get on her hands and knees, and then she'll like the door stopper that goes ding, ding, ding. She'll like pull that off the wall, like stuff like this. Like, God, hadn't even thought of that. Would have locked it up. Hadn't thought of that one.
Now, are you handy? Like, you're able to fix anything they break?
I can fix most of it. Yeah. I grew up in construction, so yeah. I mean, I could probably build a house if I needed to. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with Stan, not the Menace.
Yeah.
Well, I could, but just it will work. It just won't be awesome.
Sure. Might not look right. And aesthetics are important.
Yeah, I'm really bad with that.
Menace would make like a good site foreman or something, though. He's good for like motivation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he can crack the whip. I agree with you on that.
Keep going, fix that. No, not like that. Where's your tools? You need lunch? I'm good there.
Oh, he's very good with the lunch. Like, whenever I've done work with him, that's the number one thing. Every 5 minutes, you want to eat? You hungry? You ready to go? What do you need? He's good with that.
All my guys are fed, beer, whatever they need, water. Got them.
So what are you guys talking about over here today? What do you think about this Masvidal business? Masvidal and Usman aren't going to fight? That can't be right. That sounds weird.
That's what we were just talking about. Then we had a little technical difficulty, but we figured that out. But yeah, I don't know. Did you see the report, Chael? Dana supposedly said that Usman said he wants $3.5 million guaranteed.
Well, I did not see that Dana came out and said that number. That's a little lofty.
Yeah, that's what he wants guaranteed to fight during the quarantine. And then I saw one of your posts, because I'm obviously subscribed to the Bad Guy Inc., Chael Sonnen. Conor McGregor is the number one contender right now, by default.
Sure. I agree with that. I mean, Conor did dip his toe into that weight class. He beat Cowboy. Cowboy was ranked in the top 10 at the time. It took him 20 seconds. I mean, it's hard to act like Conor's not in there somewhere. And then when you start moving the other pieces on the board, you got Leon Edwards can't get into the country. You got Tyron Woodley is busy this weekend with Gilbert Burns. You've got Masvidal saying no to the number one contendership, rumored to be going after Diaz. Colby Covington is – I just haven't heard what's – I don't know if he's sick or hurt or waiting for somebody. I mean, just by process of elimination, Conor starts to look better and better.
Yeah, and I have constant alerts. I had an alert yesterday that said Colby Covington is actually off of the American Top Team roster.
I heard that too. I hope that isn't true. I didn't follow up with him to find out, but I tend to think where there's smoke, there's fire. In this sport, there always is. Whenever you hear a rumor, it's usually a report. It turns out to be true. And that would be a tough one because he's in Florida. I don't know how much his roots are in Florida, if he's seeing a gal, by example, something along these lines, but he can't go over to the Black Zillions. That's Kamaru's team. And so then it comes to, where are you going to go? Is he going to go out to Colorado? Some great teams out there. Is he going to come back home? join back up with us. I don't know. But I am curious about that. When you lose a gym and you got a new environment, it's a big deal.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing a lot of people say is that's what they think is the fit's going to be right back there in Oregon.
Yeah. No, we'll see. I mean, that might be the answer. There's some good guys out here. Austin Vanderford comes to mind. I mean, there's similar weight classes. I know Chris Weidman and Ally Quinn took to social media and invited him to come join Longo Serra. So, maybe he'll look around a little bit. One thing about Colby, he is not afraid to get in his car and drive. I mean, that guy did that in college. He went to junior college in Iowa, then he came back to finish up at Oregon State, jumped right in the car, and headed out to Florida for his MMA career. So he's not afraid to pack up and move. That's something that would bother me. I kind of like to be in the same place. It doesn't bother him. That's exciting for him. So I'm looking forward to seeing where he's going, but I look forward to hearing the drama behind it as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
tell you what, I don't think Long Island would be an awful fit for Colby.
I agree. The guys that they got on that team right now, man, they got a close-knit group. They got a lot of knowledge, a lot of connections.
Oh, yeah.
And they would all gain from it.
I'd worry about size, though. There's not, like we saw it with LaFleur when LaFleur had to go to Florida to get his rounds in. There's not a lot of 170s. There's pretty much Weidman at 185, but Weidman can go with like 205ers and heavyweights. So Colby'd be the big guy.
Yeah, he might have to bring somebody in. Then if my memory is correct, he and Matt Serra have some heat, but, maybe those guys worked it out. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you got a free agent like Colby Covington that's looking for a home and you're running a gym, I would think you would want to reach out.
Yeah.
It's easy to get some heat with Matt Serra, though.
Yeah, that's real easy, right? Yeah. You insult Matt, he's coming back at you. Don't make any mistake about that.
I know Matt in passing. I went up to him one time at an event. I was like, I do the show with Bermudez. We got to get you on the show. He was like, all right, cool. So then I was like, how about Tuesday? He was like, whoa. I didn't say I was coming on yet. How about this? And he got like an attitude. He's like, you tell Bermudez to hit me up, and then I'll come on the show. Then he went up to Dennis and was like, yo, your boy. You got to check your boy.
Yo, you got to check your boy. He comes up to me, says I do a show. You got to come on Tuesday. He's like, whoa. And I was like, Because I tell you what, Stan, sometimes he gets a few bases going.
Yeah.
He can come off like a little more aggressive,
But that's what Stan's got to do. I mean, if you're booking guests, you got to make that ask, right? You know what? I've invited Serra on my show a couple times. He won't even respond. I've known him over a decade. He won't even respond.
Really?
I've gone on his show twice, and both times that he asks, I get back to him like that, trying to set an example for him. Nothing. Radio silent, almost like he's got my phone number blocked. It's actually kind of funny. I hope he continues to ignore me just so I can continue to tell this story.
Well, we have a segment because sometimes like we've been going back for the getting Gregor on. He came on one time on the phone. He had to go.
We tricked him
quick, but we'll end the episode like, all right, and we didn't have time for Gregor. We'll get him next time, and we're ending every show with that.
That's great.
Yeah, like I got it. Matt Damon or Jimmy Kimmel did it to Matt Damon is where it comes from. You ever see that, Chael?
No, I don't see that one. Those guys got a funny relationship, though.
Well, he did like 50 episodes, and at the end of every episode, he was like, everybody, sorry, Matt Damon, we ran out of time, maybe next week. And he ended like 50 episodes. Then one episode, Matt Damon showed up and was like, why do you keep doing this? Every week, why are you doing this to me?
That's funny. That's funny. Look, if there's ever proof that if you dream of being on TV and anybody can make it, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, yeah. He's Hollywood, that guy.
What's his story?
The guy's got a face for radio, and he's anything but funny, and he's got his own comedy show. I mean, in all due respect, whatever his mother had to do or what he had to do behind the scenes, my goodness, he got it done, didn't he?
I mean, you have your talk show, but I could see you doing something like that, like some late-night comedy TV.
Jimmy Kimmel I think you could see anybody doing it. I got a horse. My neighbor's horse could go do it.
Yeah, but I could see late night with Chael Sonnen.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
All right, we got to talk to NBC and ABC about that one. But
I don't think so. I mean, if Matt Damon can get past their low rent security, why don't we just go bump the set and tell Jimmy he's off tonight? It seems like that door's a little bit open, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and our whole thing is, what's he going to do? Beat us up?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if Matt Damon could slip past them, yeah, I think that Bermudez and Chael will probably be on that couch.
Oh, we'll slide right in there.
Oh, we should.
Hey, Jimmy, take the night. Take your shoes for a walk, Jimmy. Go out and get yourself a tattoo. Make it a night to remember. We got this one.
We should work on this. So what we were talking about before we went into the Colby, Matt Damon
No one knows.
No
one knows what we were talking about. This is the show about nothing. Look how far Seinfeld got with it.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what this show is. So, like, the way you make those great segments, and you'll have, like, a 5-minute block where you're talking about one thing, me and Dennis try so hard to make those. Like, we'll spend 5 minutes talking about Khabib Gaethje, and then we go off, and then before you know it, we're talking about...
zebras in Australia.
It always takes you in some other direction. Well, 170, I'll tell you, I mean, we were kind of talking about 170, but that is a lot of moving doors right now. Is Conor the number one contender? I understand the people that's going to say he's not, but if you listen to the logic of how he became the number one, I mean, there's an argument that whether you like it or not, there's still a discussion. And I'll tell you what else. Hey, Dennis, are you following this Gilbert Burns guy? And the reason I say that is he's won 7 of his last 8 over 2 different weight classes, and a lot of people don't know who he is. That's a hard fight for anybody. I think that this fight with he and Tyron is a lot more competitive than maybe the odds makers know.
Oh, yeah. Dorino's, he's a regular on the show, Dorino.
Gilbert is one of my boys. I was training with him, I don't know, 6 years ago. I was going down to Black Zillions, and he was actually like, holy shit, man. Because I actually knew about Gilbert before Gilbert knew about me. And he was like, dude, his ground pound, I couldn't submit him to talk about me. Like, my pressure against the wall. And then he was still, his stand-up was still a little, it was just very, very wild. But it was very scary. I was just like, bang, And then I've just watched him progress over these fights. I'm like, holy shit. So the UFC did a promo today. I wrote goosebumps. I'm like, dude, because that's all very real. He's a problem everywhere.
Oh, yeah. No, this guy can squabble. And a lot of people, when you're Tyron Woodley and you're this big star, you're champion of the world, people expect a lot of things for you. It's a very unfair situation as far as your approach goes. And it seems that I keep reading things like, Tyron should win this. Who's Gilbert Burns? Like, no, man, you guys don't know who Gilbert Burns is. That's on you. If you're not paying attention to a guy that won 7 of his last 8, that's on you.
Yeah. And it's not like he's winning them like decisions. He's knocking people out. He's submitting them. He's taking people down. He's tapping or he's knocking out the best grapplers. And he's knocking out some of the best strikers.
Yep.
Oh, and even
he's going to be a problem.
Like he knocked out Damian Maia, and then everyone's now going, oh, Damian Maia's old. Damian Maia had his back in that fight. Gilbert got out. Gilbert scrambled twice and got out of the situation that everyone else was done in. Everyone else was checkmate there.
Yeah, all in the first round. These are all talking points. Tyron Woodley is something very special, but I think the talking points are relevant. Look, this is a short notice fight. This is a 5-round fight. Tyron hasn't been in there in a period of time. I want to say it's a year, roughly, maybe even a little bit more. Was it March of last year or May? But, you get my point, right around a year. And then you look at Gilbert. This guy's gone through 3 or 4 training camps, plus he's secretly doing grappling events every chance he gets. This guy shakes hands and competes under the lights 5 and 6 times a year. He's a very active guy.
Yeah. Stan, what do we got in the odds on that fight?
I think it's close, but I think Woodley's a favorite. I'll double check it right now.
I like Gilbert all day because, Tyron he's a fucking amazing athlete, but I think he has his hands on a lot of different things. Age isn't on his side, whereas Gilbert Burns has just been like going, grappling here. Tyron's doing a movie here, a rap song here, an appearance here. Gilbert's hungry, man. What? Hang on. Every time someone pulls out, he's the first guy. Put me in. I'm ready. I'll come right now.
Yep. And particularly him changing weight classes has really allowed him to mean that. Like, when he doesn't have to beat the scale, it's like, I'm ready. He's never not grappling somewhere or fighting somewhere. He's got something going every single month. The guy's really incredible. They're also very similar. You've got Gilbert, who's a world medalist in Abu Dhabi for grappling. But Tyron was a 2-time All-American in wrestling, but they both like to come right here. And Tyron's a little bit more exact, and I think that Gilbert does qualify, as you were saying, Dennis, as a little loopy. But if you're but you got power, who gives a damn? Those are the hardest guys to fight. Guys that are throwing stuff at angles you're not used to, but they got power. Those guys are a problem, man. Gilbert's a problem.
Yeah, they got Woodley as the favorite, 180. So
that's close. That's fairly close.
Burns is a plus 155 underdog.
Because the thing is Tyron's going to have to meet, because Gilbert's going to come forward. I could see Gilbert or Woodley kind of backing up, waiting for his shot.
But they're going to be in the small octagon, too.
Oh, that's right.
That helps Gilbert out, I think.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Woodley enough that you know Woodley's game plan. Woodley does that. Woodley's a counter puncher. He does that circling, and he just tries to like load up that right hand, that little 3-piece combination he throws. Gilbert's probably going to be stalking him in this fight.
Yeah, but Gilbert's not going to take him down. I don't think he takes him down like, hey, high crotch takedown. I don't think that's a real thing.
No.
He'd have to get him loopy and then, something like that. I don't think he can just grab him and throw him down, which is why Tyron was a champion in the first place.
And I've read a lot of people saying they really think that Gilbert's going to submit him and submit him fast. I think that's a stretch. Tyron hasn't even been close to being submitted. Damian Maia never even got close. He really knows those positions, understands them well. So I think it comes down. I'm just making a prediction, but I think the intangibles do matter. I think the fact that it's a 5-round fight and Tyron's been out there has not been in there for a little bit. But also remind you, Tyron does some of his best work when he's the underdog. And Dennis, as you know, there's something about that approach in athletes. Some athletes want to be the big favorite and everybody believes them, but some other athletes want to stick it to everybody, and they love when there's no pressure on them. You can look at Tyron's career, underdog against Wonder Boy, underdog the second time against Underboy, underdog against Maia, 2.5 to 1 underdog against Till. You remember the hype that Till was coming in with? Those were his best fights. He actually went into the Usman fight as a favorite. Kind of affected his approach.
And I think also that was Usman's coming out party, though, that fight.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But, it's way easier. We talk about this all the time for Gilbert to get ready to fight Woodley than it is for Woodley to prepare for Gilbert. You know what I mean? In terms of like stats and like ranking and, Woodley's already been the champion.
Sure.
So and nobody knows who Gilbert is. So it's just like, man, I've been watching Woodley for a very long time, and now he's right in front of me where, Burns probably wasn't even on Woodley's radar for some time.
Yeah, no, Burns is the dark horse. Burns' whole life can change, and for however long it changes. Right, it's just a window, but his whole trajectory is going to be different if he gets to jump on Tyron. I don't even know that I'm willing to predict that he's going to. I'm just sharing with you, he can, and it surprises me how few people realize he can. Gilbert Burns is fantastic, but for some reason is still breaking through in terms of name recognition.
Yeah.
You know what? You know how we pick fights here, Chael?
Tell me.
Have you been on the show yet? All right, we're going with you.
I thought you were show, but not for the prediction part.
No, I'm saying that's how we pick fights. So if you've been on Menace and the Man, we're going with you.
We're rocking with you.
Respect. I love it. It's as good a system as any.
Yeah, like Woodley too. Menace has hit up Woodley, and it'll be like a conversation. So something that guys do sometimes, they'll entertain the conversation of like, oh, what's up? Hey, but back and forth. And then you go, hey, you want to come on the show? Flatlines. Crickets.
Sure.
Sure. Chael, you know what I do? I do the cricket emojis, 3 of them. And hang on, and you get responses off the cricket emojis.
Sure.
Well,
hey, look, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink, Dennis. So many fighters need to go out. They need to get their name out. They need to come on great shows like this one that have a big platform, a big audience, but they don't want to do it. And for whatever reason, okay, fair enough. But your placement on the card is going to be directly related to how much media you did. That's just the truth. But it's your career. Do it your way.
Right. That's what you've always done. Is every audio or any interview you could do, you've always done them.
Always do it. Hey, by the way, what do you got in the background there? Is that like cereal? What is stacked up? I'm trying to figure that out. It looks like ice cream, but there's no way it's ice cream.
Gfuel.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah, Gfuel got a little caricature, and then the Guinness Book of World Records.
Respect for what?
I got the fastest time to drink 1 liter of lemon juice through a straw.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah.
And what was that time?
We got 22.75 seconds.
Wow. Good job. That's a real accomplishment.
I really wish Doc ran with that. We marketed that and got me more stuff, but I don't know. It's tough.
That's cool. I'm glad I asked.
It's one of the funniest videos involving an MMA fighter that you can watch. So the company behind him is Gfuel, one of our sponsors. It's like an energy drink or whatever. It's in the gaming community. They used to be in UFC and whatnot. They put on this lemon juice contest, and now they bought. How big is Furious Pete? Menace.
He's a big YouTube star.
I'm talking
he's got like
physically
6 million YouTube followers or subscribers, and then they brought in 2 different gamers who had, I don't know, between the 2 of them, like 10 million followers, and it was me and Brittany Palmer, and we did like this I don't know, scavenger hunt around New York City. At the end, Furious Pete, he has like 10 Guinness Book World Records. So anything he tells them they're gonna do, Guinness Book of World Records shows up. They have the suits on. It's all official. So like, hey, you guys want to be in? I'm like, I'll take a few sips, spit it on the guy next to me, it'd be funny. And then the guy did a countdown. I was like, oh, here we go. Let's
do it.
Because there was there, not with my name on it, but it was in the room.
Sure.
So I'm like, so I fucking hit it hard. I finish. I lift like a foot. In like a solo cup, there's the that little like rim in the bottom.
Yep.
That had lemon juice in it. So he's like, sorry, I can't accept this. And I was like, what? So I knew I could do it because I did that one in 20 seconds. So I'm like, well, he's like, you could retry if you want. I was like, how much time? I was like, an hour? No. I'm like, fuck. So I went, I was like, do I throw up? What do I do to try and get ready for the second attempt? So after 20 minutes, I get back up, suck it down in 22 and a half seconds. The other guy tried it. He gave up, quits. I got the fucking certificate because I'm like, there it is. It's right there. I need that. As a kid, when you saw the Guinness Book of World Records, you're like, oh, I can do one thing in there.
Sure.
Right? And I was just the right place, right time, and I fucking wasn't going to drop the opportunity. Just like Eminem.
So that little rim in the red solo cup cost you 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, even Menace, I was saying, how big is Furious Pete physically?
Oh, he's got to be like 230.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So like when
a big bodybuilding / competitive eater.
Everyone there was like, what the fuck? How did Dennis win? Like, how did Dennis beat you? And then it was just Menace's professional athlete gameness that was like, no, I'm winning this. I'm taking that trophy.
Mental toughness. All right, guys, I got to switch gears. I want your opinions here. What do you guys make of Henry Cejudo? I did not think that retirement was sincere, but now he's been stripped and they're moving on. I guess he meant it.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. I think it's kind of like, when you see Diaz brothers, GSP getting all this attention, they haven't entered the octagon in years. I think it's like in that realm. He could sit back for 3 years, and he'll always be in the topic of like new champion, but could he beat Henry? And Henry say, hey, I mean, you could try, but it's going to cost you $5 million.
Sure. No, I guess, there's something to be said for that. Some of those guys, you are right. They're still very attractive for sponsorships and signings and some other stuff. Life's a little bit easier. I just didn't think he meant it. He said it. Henry just strikes me as a guy, don't forget about the Olympic championship. Then he's got the 2 MMA world championships. He just strikes me as the guy that when he leaves, it's not in an empty arena. It's going to be in a sold-out crowd with tears in his eyes and people patting him on the back. That's what he deserves, right? He does deserve that standing ovation, even if it's for 10 seconds, but his body of work is flat amazing. I just didn't know he meant it. I guess he means it.
Well, there's that boxer. Was it Rodriguez? Is that his last name, Stan?
Ryan Garcia.
Oh, Garcia.
Yeah, he was calling Henry out a little bit. Alex Volkanovski's calling Henry out a little bit. And then
I think Henry started that one, though. I think Henry went after Alex first, if I remember that timeline right.
Yes, but
I think Alex was the responder, yeah.
Alex has entertained it. They've been going back and forth for a minute.
Now, what about this mid-card boxer that Dennis didn't even have his name? You just said it, and I don't even know his name. And I follow boxing. That guy, could he draw flies? Is that a real fight within that community?
I did not know who he was either, and I'm a big boxing fan. Then I looked at him. He's got like 6 million followers. So, yeah, he must be.
I've seen the name before. I've seen the face before.
I think he's the next in line face of, I think, Mexico. So he's in the mix.
Canelo Jr., I would say, right?
Something like that.
Young guy? 20, 21, young guy?
21, I believe. Yeah, he's young.
Okay.
He's like 20-0, 17 knockouts, 21-0, 17 knockouts, something like that. So he's legit. It could be, but I was saying to Menace last week, it's not going to be Floyd Conor. It's not going to be that level of money, that level of breaking the internet and media and whatnot, but it would be something. But
it's not
a good fight for if they're doing MMA all day. Henry Cejudo.
Oh.
It's not a good boxing match for Henry Cejudo.
Sure. Maybe they can get on an undercard with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's good for business, apparently. I hear good things about his numbers over there.
Well, yeah, he was actually training at Alpha Male, I heard. And I think he's actually like a state champ in wrestling.
Oh, was he in wrestling?
I think I heard.
I don't know about his. He was in the state tournament. He was a good wrestler. That's what I've heard. I don't know about state champ.
Right?
I think Ohio or Iowa, somewhere in the Midwest.
Well, all those states are all, if you're placing in that state, you're a good wrestler, or you can compete. You're an athlete for sure.
And then
YouTube took off for him.
Funny you use that word, Dennis, because I got to give Paul actually props on that too. He did go out. You could see some athleticism, and you could also see some grit. You could see he prepared and took it seriously. I saw that too. People can tease him all they want because they're jealous of the numbers he brought in. I saw a good athlete that was trying to win. I mean, that's what I saw.
You ever see the video of him training with Paulo Costa?
I didn't see that. Didn't Paulo knock him out? I want to say I read
that was, I think, scripted. But yeah, that's what happened when they were striking. But when they were grappling, he was scrambling with Paulo Costa.
Really?
Who's top
I watched him
3 in the world.
I watched him do an MMA fight. It was more of like a sparring pace, but with AJ Agazarm. And AJ won, but AJ had to work. It was a lot more effort than I think AJ knew he was going to have to put in.
Yeah, he's a big physical athlete, and I think he was a solid wrestler. So, yeah, he could translate.
Logan Paul's a bigger dude, right?
Yeah.
170 minimum?
Yeah.
I think so.
When he fought in boxing, he fought at cruiserweight, which is like 190, I believe, or 2.
Yeah, he's a bigger dude.
Yeah, so he's a big boy.
And if he's strong, fit,
And
I mean, with the money that man's made off YouTube, he can get the best of the best to train him.
Sure. I thought you were going to say the best of the best supplements, but yeah, either way, yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, that too. I think him and his brother had Shannon Briggs training them.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard you
speak. Is Mike Tyson fighting?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You know what? I hope so. I'm actually into it. I've heard everything Dana said about, these older guys, and I think we learned a lot from Chuck and Tito, and it's not going to be pretty and all of that stuff. When Mike Tyson does something, though, I watch. I mean, he's put out 3 training videos that I've seen. The longest one was 11 seconds. One was 8 seconds, and one was 5 seconds. I wish it would have been 11 minutes, 8 minutes, and 5. I was so sad when it was over. There's something about him for me that is compelling. If he's doing something, I'm watching.
Yeah. And because I saw those same clips, and then I saw Holyfield doing something. I was like, I don't know, Holyfield, don't do it.
Don't do it. I agree.
Those combinations, they're sleeping.
Yes. Evander did not look good. And there's something about these old boxers too, Dennis. I don't know what it is, but every time they shadow box, everything's right here. Like they throw an uppercut from here, but they throw their hook from here, and they throw their jab. Like they never extend, and I have no idea why. I always watch them, and they're just right. Like Holyfield's running and doing a hook. And doing, Evander, you're going to have to get that arm out there just a little bit. And I don't know what that is. I don't even know what kind of observation that is on my part, other than every time I watch those, for some reason, they're right. They can't do any more effort than, I don't know if it's a tendon issue, coincidence, I don't know. But that's one takeaway that I had from watching those two guys.
Now, you're saying this, I'm just thinking of this just now. You know how in wrestling we would extend really far for the high crotches because the leg might be going? It's like, if you hit this as hard as you can, it's going to do that.
Sure.
If you go like this, it's going to do that. So maybe that's what we were fucking up, is we were throwing this, so when we actually fight, it's like,
yeah, these guys won world titles. Maybe we're learning something, that this is all you need to do in shadow box. I don't know, but I'm just telling you, guys, that's what they're doing.
Yes. I mean, Tyson looks good for 53, but I don't think he should. I mean, do I want to see him do it? Sure. I don't think he should fight Shannon Briggs or someone like that. I was looking at it. Tyson hasn't fought since 2005. Shannon Briggs was fighting 3 years ago and winning fights. I didn't know that. And winning fights.
Shannon's the same age, though, isn't he? I mean, Shannon looks like a Greek god carved out of stone, but I think he's 53 years old, too, isn't he? I want to say, I just looked that up. I think they're the same age.
No, I think Shannon's a little younger.
Okay.
And Shannon was fighting heavyweights, not the top of the food chain, but he was fighting competent heavyweights 3 or 4 years ago. I remember when Tyson was last fighting, he was done, checked out. He was getting beat by the journeyman.
Sure.
The journeyman were taking what he had and outboxing him. And then he would find a way out. Like he would like let them lean on him. He would sit down, and then all of a sudden go back to the corner, end of the round. They'd call the fight in between rounds. You know, that's where Tyson's career was at that point.
And then we got do we have Sugg this weekend?
Yes, this weekend. Craig Jones returns. Craig Jones is taking on Wagner Rocha. It's actually a rematch, and Wagner won it. Craig Jones wants to get this one back.
Ooh.
And I only tell you that, Dennis, because Craig Jones is running through everybody so fast, so easy. He's barely breaking a sweat in there. I feel like I have to compel you to tune in and watch him. The fact that he's taken on somebody who beat him before, I mean, that's meaningful. There's not a lot of guys walking this planet that can say they got the best of Craig Jones. Wagner Rocha did.
And he's a modest dude, too. We had him on the show, and he was like, yeah, best. Gordon Ryan messes me up.
You need him to talk a little bit, right? Like, come on, Craig, I need more. He's a handsome dude. He's got a great story. He's great in his skill set. It's like, Craig, come on. I need a little more.
Yeah. We squeezed them pretty good. I think we can get more of them, though, right, Stan?
Yeah, but no, he was great. He was one of my favorite guests to be on the show. He actually, opened up more than I've seen him in other interviews.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Yeah, he's a talented. I mean, my goodness, he's the best. Period. He's the best. That card's loaded though. We got Austin Vanderford. He's taking on Gabriel Checo, and Gabriel just came off a real fat, like a 1-minute win, submission win over Jake Ellenberger. And we also have here's one, Dennis, that I think you will like. But Jake Shields is going to take on former Bellator champion Brent Primus. And Primus has never entered submission underground, but he is an ace. He's an Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet, Fabiano Scherner, black belt, very, very good on the ground. That's a fun match.
Yes.
Jake Shields been competing a lot, right?
Yeah, Jake Shields is a handful still. He's just got that iron will. Dennis, have you ever worked out with him? You ever rolled with Jake?
I haven't. I mean, I went boating with him one time, had a couple beers with him, but I never actually grappled with him.
I will say the same thing behind his back that I say about you behind your back, which is this guy is going to try to beat you the entire time. There is no point in this fight where Dennis is going to back down. There is no point you're going to talk Jake Shields out of trying to win. And the same could be said for Brent Primus, man. He's just one of those competitors. He's coming to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a stacked card here. And even Austin Vanderford, that guy I think is like one of the sleepers. Like I'd love to see him in the UFC. But he's in Bellator. I think that guy's a future champion.
Last two fights were against black belts, high-level black belts. He tapped them both out. He is a purple belt, just by example. But he just loves to compete. Can't get him to say no, won't turn down an opponent. He wants to take on Craig Jones. I'll tell you, he is not ready for Craig Jones, and his coach, fortunately, will not let him go take on Craig. But that's where his mind is. That's what he wants. The harder, the better. Bring it on. Win or lose, I'm in.
Dude, I remember my third time ever training, I went with like a group of upstate guys to another gym, and then the owner of the gym was like, yeah, I'll go with this guy. And I was like, all right. So I'm going with the guy, and he tapped me. I was like, all right. So then I didn't know ankle lock. I put him in the Ken Shamrock ankle lock.
Sure.
And I was just like tweaking, and I didn't get the tap. I think he might have tapped, but I wasn't welcome back again.
Okay. You went a little hard. He was like, you got to
This guy comes in my gym. He's doing backflips. He's, like, what?
Years later, he regretted that. Years later, he regretted making that decision, but I get it.
Yes. We actually have a funny Austin Vanderford story, too. Austin Vanderford is the lost episode of Menace and the Man.
What happened?
We didn't know.
Dan was in charge.
Yeah, we didn't know how to work our equipment fully yet. It was like our first traveling show, so the audio wasn't picking up. We had the most amazing interview with Austin. We had Austin open up. We had a cameo from Paige Van Zandt. We had, so many great stories. And then, 47 minutes in, we go, wait, I don't think it picked up any of the audio. I hit a button. We then get, 4 minutes with Austin. And now, you ever see that meme with, I think it's Spice Adams, where he's just shooting shots and missing?
Sure.
That's been us trying to get Austin back on. Just missed shots.
Oh, you know what? I got to shoot the shot, Stan. I've been letting, because hang on, Joe, me and Austin had this real organic bromance. It was weird. I'm like, are we friends? You want to come over and sleep over, dude? His lady hops in. We had an awesome time. And then Stan lost it. I almost choked Stan.
He is the coolest dude to talk to. Like, he has a different outlook on everything. As rough and tumble as he looks and as rough and tumble as this profession he chose, he is the most calmest, nicest. He's a thinker. She's awesome, too. I don't know how well you know. Paige is so fun and bubbly, and she plays a little bit online. You know, she gets everybody working. She is one of the great teammates I have ever had. Paige comes in the room. Even on days she can't train, she's been hurt for a little bit. She never misses practice. She encourages everybody. She's got a smile, a hello, a goodbye. She's the best.
Yeah. We had like gold. So I listened to all the interviews. I listened to Chael's show. I listened to Helwani. I listened to everything. We were the first show where they called him Mr. Van Zant. But we didn't.
Nice.
We did not record it. So I was like, oh, I can't believe we lost that. We had
no credit.
Yeah, no credit. We gotta
get him back on. I had the so how'd you guys meet? The whole,
We had Paige. Paige was like, I was his sugar mama for a little while, but now he's starting to add some money to the bank. Like, we had gold, didn't record it, but we'll get that one back.
I'm gonna get it back for you, Chael.
No, I hope you do. And look, I can understand why he's blowing you off. I mean, right? You work hard and it doesn't get out there, but yeah, he's great, man. I'm glad you guys had a good reaction for him.
I'm gonna reach out to him after this episode.
Well, then we had him. He was coming on another time, but Menace had something, maybe work or something. I think it was maybe when you had that party that time. We canceled the episode, so I was like, all right, Austin, sorry, we're not going to go tonight. And now, since then, it's been a game of phone tag.
Man.
But Chael knows how it is.
Get him back. Get Paige back in there, too. Paige is a great interview.
Oh, yeah. They were singing Chael's praises, too. They were like, I was like, what's your relationship with Chael? He was like, oh, that's like my uncle. That's Uncle Chael.
That's very sweet. I really appreciate that they said that about me, because I look at it the same way, man. I mean, we got a good team out here. I got to tell you, Dennis, you've probably been mainly part of really good teams, but maybe over the years you had some teams where people just weren't getting along. This team out here in Oregon, man, they get along really well, get some good opportunities too. I think we got 5 guys signed with Bellator and 3 through the UFC, so there's opportunities, and that makes the gym exciting, right? When somebody's getting ready for something, now you get to be part of it, and it keeps the motivation high.
The best.
The best.
Some of my own best training camps is when I was already helping somebody get ready for a training camp, and then I was just in shape, and it was like, you want to fight? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Why not? Hey, by the way, give me some scoop. Have you guys talked to Gillespie lately, Gregor?
He's been fishing. He's got a girlfriend.
Nice.
He says, he promises it's not, making him soft.
Sure. What we all say, sure.
He's I think this quarantine, he's just been upstate in Rochester just fishing. I don't think, because, for him to do private lessons and stuff like that, he crushes. He makes probably over 6 figures in private lessons on Long Island.
I've heard that. For wrestling. Purely wrestling.
Just wrestling. Not even touching MMA. So not being able to do that, I didn't think he just he isn't Long Island isn't he doesn't love it here. It's not really, he likes to I don't know. He likes to, like I said, fish and get on his road bike and go for long trips. Long Island's just, the only thing here for him is money and good training partners,
Sure. So but speaking of MMA, do you have any insight, man? Have they called him? Is he called the organization? Is he looking to fight? I'm a Gregor fan, is why I asked. Yeah. Is he looking to do something? What's going on here?
I'll ask him. I'll reach out after this episode, but I just think.
Did that Kevin Lee fight rattle him? Did he get rattled in that fight?
Yeah.
Did that throw his confidence or ruin his motivation? Does that have anything to do with the outcome of that contest?
I don't. To be honest to you, I think the next fight will tell all.
Sure.
Either he's back to his old ways and didn't skip a beat, or you're gonna see this
Well, that was something me and Dennis have talked about with Gregor. Is we thought maybe the first loss he might be like, all right, I'm good,
Which, he hasn't fought yet.
Yeah, but I think he's talked about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen him say that he's coming back and whatnot, and go back and forth with fans on social media and shit. So I'm sure he's gonna fight again, but it wouldn't have surprised me because he doesn't love fighting. This isn't his first love. Like Dennis had said, fighting is his side chick. Wrestling was his first love, So he's just doing this to keep competing and whatnot. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it motivated him. I also wouldn't be surprised if he was like, I'm good, I'm done.
Sure.
But Gregor's another one. We shoot shots. The one time we had Gregor on, we actually tricked him. and we just called him. Something me and Dennis do sometimes, we'll just call people while we're on the air, and if they pick up, it's, yep, you're on Menace and the Man. How are you? You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's how you get a show off the ground. Guerrilla marketing right there.
Oh, the best is we did that to Uriah, too. Faber? Well,
Yeah.
Dennis talked to him like, yo, can I get you on? He didn't answer, so then Dennis was like, I'm just going to call him. So he called him, and we almost had like a candid Faber. He was like, yeah, you know, that guy's on the sauce. He's taking all those supplements. And then we were like, oh, you're on. He's like, wait, I'm on? Hopefully I didn't say anything. Hopefully I didn't say anything.
But I mean,
Faber's awesome.
you know how it is. Like, hey, you want to come on? Yep. What time? 5? Then, like, you can't do anything from like 4 p.m. on. It's almost like, even though you're going to come on at 5, it's like, what can I really do unless you do it wherever you're going to do the interview? You know, that's why.
Sure.
That's why sometimes if you just hit me on the fly, yeah, what's up?
Boom.
You
Here
know,
we go.
for some people, that works better. You know, so
Yeah. So next up, Chael, we're actually going to play, like, what's that? We're going to play, like, the dating game. What's that thing? Like, marriage. We're going to ask marriage questions. We're going to play, like, what's the game?
oh, did you send her questions?
No, but I got questions, so we're just going to put them both on the spot. We're going to play.
Wait, who are we talking about? Who's her? What did I miss?
We're about to have Felicia Spencer come on the show, and we're going to play, like,
okay.
we're going to have her and her husband, and we're going to play, like, you know, who steals the covers.
Husband fights.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's she married to? Remind me.
His name is Todd Coppinger, I believe. He's like
Okay.
an up-and-comer. I think they both kind of
Oh, okay.
started at the same time, but then life got in the way for him, work and whatnot, so she made it to the UFC. He's still fighting. I think he just had it.
Good for him.
Yeah, he
Good
just.
for him. Hey, she can get down. That girl can fight.
Yeah.
Felicia's tough as hell.
Yes. She actually just said, I said, we're finishing up with Chael, and then we're going to jump to you. She was like, wow, Chael's the man. So.
Well, tell her I said what's up. She knows I'm a fan, but yeah, what she went through with Cyborg, she's gonna push Amanda. She is. That's gonna be some minutes. Nobody's getting Felicia out of there in the first round. That I'm confident in telling you.
Yeah, she's got a chin.
For sure. She can take him to the body. She'll get up off the bottom. She's trying to win at all times.
Yes. As they would say for a man, I don't know what you'd say for a woman, but she's a stud.
She's a stud. I agree with that.
Yeah. So
We can ask her what the female version of that is.
it might be
That it?
it might be a stud still. Yeah. Stud might apply for both. We'll have to check that. But Uncle
Yeah,
Chael,
asking her.
submission.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're rushing me. No. You're not getting off with me. I have things to do. I have to go. Goodbye.
No. I was going to say Uncle Chael, Submission Underground this week. Thank you for putting on such an amazing show, but Uncle Chael, I like how he did that to us last time, too.
Now, do you think he likes that we're like, all right, hey, Chael, I'll catch you later. Like, obviously you have things to do. Or do you think he's like, motherfucker, I'll get off when I want, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Nah, he's just a comedian. He knows what he's doing.